like Cardi B went on her Instagram recently and was just like, you guys are trying to cancel me for all this old stuff and everything. I just want y'all to know I don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah, and that's it.
And that's it. Like, and I'm just like, but see, even that, it's like, why? Literally, I haven't heard anything about this. Like, she's done nothing. She's just been chilling.
Yeah. Do you think it's that thing, and they do this a lot for, like, TV and shit?
Continue. This guy's got an idea.
Okay. Where they say, oh, that little boy just likes a little girl, and that's why he pulls her pigtails and blah, blah, blah. And
right.
That's what these cancel cultures are doing. They're just trying to get the attention, trying to be that one person where, they finally write back to these accusations, and they tag this person. I got mine. Say, oh no, I actually really like you. No, I'm really big fan, and blah blah.
Then what?
What? How does that convert in your head to now we're gonna be cool and now we know each other? It doesn't make sense to me, on any level.
But I just thought about maybe this is why this happens, and we're choosing to fall into the trap. You just said that The Simpsons, the whole negative publicity, they made them even bigger.
Yeah.
What if these like people who are behind these people are choosing to cancel them, which makes their name trend, but they know, oh, the more you stay in the public eye and you do like, and we bring up all this dumb stuff you did,
yeah,
the more people actually check you out, the more fame you'll get. Because I mean,
it's true though, because I didn't know who B. Simone was until you brought her up.
Right, me either.
I didn't look her up or anything afterwards, but I know her name now.
I just knew, like, the only thing I knew was I didn't know who she was. I just knew that they showed a video of this girl. I'm like, oh, it's that one girl who does that lame ass joke and that lame ass voice. And I was like, oh, that's her. Like, but I didn't like.
Yeah,
before,
it was just like, oh, okay, and that was it.
Yeah,
that's
like,
the extent.
I was like, okay, that's her. Cool, whatever, right? And it's no shot to her or anything like that, but I'm like, your content's not for me.
Yeah.
Right? But when you do things like this, it does put you right in the public eye because what? It was proven with the whole damn it, what movie was it? Or it was whenever they chose to make darn it. It was like a Disney movie and they chose to turn some character black.
Little Mermaid?
Yeah. I think it was Little Mermaid, but they chose to make.
She's part of a duo right now, right?
She's with.
Forgot her name. It's like Chloe and.
Yeah, Chloe and something, but she's signed by Beyonce and they're a group. But she got the part of I think the live action.
Live action, and she'll be Ariel.
Yeah, and people were outraged. They're like, Ariel's white. And I'm like, Ariel's a fish.
Also not real.
Yeah, she can be whatever. But I remember after that they were saying that like the interest and everything soared for that just because they announced that and all that happened.
Yeah.
Right? And it's clear maybe we're looking at all this stuff wrong. Maybe the powers that be, which is like label heads, entertainment figures and everything, like they figured out that, hey, in today's world, the one way to promote is to cancel. So let's just do something stupid.
Yeah.
And then they'll cancel us.
It's true. As much as I don't fuck with B. Simone's, maybe next time on Twitter, if I see your name trending, I'll click on it just to see what the fuck's going on.
Check out a nude or two?
Maybe. I've never actually seen what B. Simone looks like. If the first photo I've seen of somebody is a nude, it's a good day.
I mean, I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? But no, honestly, the reason I said I'll check out a nude or two because I feel like that's coming next. I feel like I feel like someone's gonna leak a nude and it's gonna be like, oh my, who is doing that?
Kind of like balance the cancel out, and it's she fine though, and like this stuff like that.
She got fired though.
Yeah,
I might keep her in.
Yeah.
I might not cancel her.
What you say though, the whole it being orchestrated by the powers that be. That's such a risky move to me, though.
Yeah.
Because someone like Chris D'Elia, that comedian that came out, he got canceled.
No, he nasty. That dude.
Yeah, there's always been like a feeling for it is a thing. And now all this shit's coming out, this cancel stuff. Like, that cancel, it's not working for him.
Yeah, no.
So I feel like...
Well, because that was, I mean, if that was planned,
he started his own
cancel thing. Started his own cancel. Like, which is awful.
That's the thing too. I was never a fan of his stand-up. Really, I enjoy the shows that he happened to be on sometimes.
Right. I only knew of him as the dude who mocked Eminem. That's all I knew. I knew him as, and I thought that was funny. because he got it down pretty down packed. But like I didn't know that he was in a show where he's a pedophile.
He is?
Yeah. He's in a show where his role is he plays the pedophile in the show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which I was like, this is even not funny, but funnier.
That's how he got the role.
It's like you.
No, I got personal experience in my background. I actually.
Trust me,
I
don't
know,
want to talk about it.
I get in the mind of a pedophile. What show is this?
I forgot.
I'm not gonna watch it because he's on it. But that's crazy.
Like what? But someone said like, that's not art imitating life. And I was like, damn, like,
yeah. But that's the thing too. That's where cancel culture, where like that's such a risky move. So I feel the powers that be, when they do this cancel whoever, they must do like a shitload of research saying they can't go back on anything that's actually tangible to actually for sure get them canceled. Yeah. Because then they just wasted all this money.
But that's the thing where we have to get to a point. I was having this conversation today with two of my coworkers who are women, by the way. So. You guys think, oh, men. No, they were women.
Men just talking to each other.
They're both women, but I was saying that we have to get to a point where eventually, like right now, it's fine because like we're in the like the extreme left of like the way too far of everything, right? Everything's just taken too far, right? Which is that's fine. Because then eventually, because before that, it was no one cared, so it has to happen that way.
Yeah.
Eventually, we're gonna end up in the middle, and when that happens, we have to get back to the common sense aspect of everything and just being like, everyone needs to be held accountable for their bullshit and the stupid shit that they do, right? So I used an example of, I was like, I can say certain jokes to these two girls I was talking to, right? Because of our relationship. However, I would never say these jokes like openly out loud or anything like that because,
just a random
because it can get taken the wrong way. But I was like, we have to get back to a point where we know exactly what to do and what not to do. That's the issue. It's because we've gone so far in a certain direction that literally everyone takes everything just to the extreme now. And I brought up something where one of the girls, I remember we were getting lunch and she was talking about how she was wearing a certain shirt. And she was like, oh, as soon as work is over, I'm going to tie this shirt up. And she was like, all abs. Like, they're all coming out. Because she was going out that night with her friends. And I was like, oh, it's lit. Like, it's like thirst trapping all night. Like, it's about to be hilarious, right? So, as we're having this conversation, I was like, I was telling her today, I was like, now just imagine if there was a dude you told that to who wasn't me, and they were like, oh, this person's like this all the time. Oh, you know what I mean? So they would go to the extreme and be like, oh, so now I can just objectify her however, whatever, right? But I'm like, because I know you're, this is like a certain part of your life.
Also, you're up in it at this moment for like a joke kind of thing.
Right. So I'm like, but then I'm like, that's the issue with a lot of these situations is everyone just takes everything to the extreme super fast now. And I'm like, that was never, I feel like people like me and you, that was never a thing. It was always just like, even when moments when girls were like clearly trying.
Yeah, we're completely oblivious to it.
Like, nah, what? She joking.
Something like that. Convince ourselves or don't even realize.
Yeah, right. So I'm like, I just look at things today, I'm like, it's totally different because now a dude will think if a girl goes like this to him when
Dwayne just touched me. I think he wants to fuck me.
Yeah,
just touched my shoulder. He wants to fuck me.
They'll do stuff like that. Or I'm like, if I choose to compliment like a chick on her outfit, I'm like, oh, okay, killing them today. All of a sudden, I must want to have sex with her or something like that, right? I must, right? And I'm just like, we have to get back to that level of being like, wait, no, I know this person. They're not like that. Because now everything is just like, they just talked about me and they just mentioned me. That means that they're objectifying me. And I'm like, I don't know because that dude likes clothes. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Like, not jump to shit.
Right, but now everyone wants to be like, so just pro whatever that they just instantly jump to like he's so wrong. And I'm just like,
people want to just completely exclude common sense.
Yeah.
because there is a huge movement behind them, and they know they'll have this instant support. They don't have to have facts or common sense at all.
Right.
Anymore.
And I'm talking about a conversation I had with two women, but also I can flip it because I've the same two women I've talked to. They've talked openly about wanting to have sex with certain dudes around me and everything like that. And again, because we are who we are, I don't take them and be like, oh my God, they are sexual deviants. I need to call HR. They are harassing men. No, because they're telling me this because we're having a conversation. We're adults. This is whatever.
Also, you've developed
this
that
relationship, right?
Yeah.
So this is like, okay, cool, bam. But I'm like, at no point in time am I going to look at them and be like, oh my God, they're predators. Like, but that's like where like I said, we're at the extreme right now to where it's like, no one can say anything about anything anymore.
Which, granted, it had to be done.
Like I said,
this extreme had to be done to
get to this point.
To get to this point, but also to shut those motherfuckers down that don't use common sense on the reverse. Yeah. Like the girl with the eye, like she said their abs, and then the guy would be like, oh, she's ready to go. Like,
right.
Blah, blah. No, you have to fucking weed that behavior out because it's so dumb. It's dumb to people like me and Dwayne because people that would say this around us. We know them, and we know they're not like that at all, and they don't get that kind of play, and it's just, who you trying to impress right now? You sound stupid.
And it's
fucking
not going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen.
I was actually having a conversation about this with some people, and guys that do that, the whole, like, oh, I'm the fucking man in the club, and I get all the bitches, and blah, 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 but then you leave the club together, just you two,
right.
And you go, how many numbers do you get? But you're leaving with me, kind of thing, and they get angry as fuck because you're attacking their ego,
right?
And they're going to fuck you, blah blah blah. And even another example, us saying this stuff right here about how basically we were like women should be able to do this stuff and without any repercussions, or like not repercussions, but they should be able to do some common human behavior things.
Yeah, without any self judgment or
or like this extreme of she's a slut now.
Right.
They should be able to do this shit. Without, what was my point? Fuck, I just had a point and then I got caught up in the details. You listen to Roof?
No, I'm trying to look for it.
Yeah, okay. Do you see it?
I'm trying to look for it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Found
there it is. There is a group of guys that will now label us as simps.
Yeah, probably.
And it's so dumb because you could just literally just be being nice to a woman, like a common, decent human being, just a nice compliment or whatever.
Right.
They will label you, simp. It was, you think she's gonna fuck you because you said hello in a polite way and
maybe
did this? Could happen. I do have game like that.
Maybe.
It's definitely not fucking you.
Young Steph Curry out here. You don't understand it. I shoot from the bar. From the bar to the dance floor. It's all wet.
It's so graphic.
That's crazy. That shit sounds. His confidence level is amazing.
Man.
But yeah, I agree, and that's basically what I'm talking about. It's like I feel like we both had situations of that type of shit.
Yeah.
And it's like in the moment, it's cool. It's like, oh, this is cool, right? However, I will never leave this situation being like, this is life for me because no, it's not. I'm lying to myself, and I know that, right? So I feel like we had a conversation. I don't know if it was this week or last week, but we were talking about how the hardest thing for men to ever accept is when there's a woman that you trust, respect, or like and respect, love, respect, whatever, right? The day she tells you about you, that's probably like the hardest thing you'll ever accept.
By that, he means like break you down.
Right. Right? Because every dude, no matter from the nicest to the meanest, whatever, they all have a perception of them. When someone tells you that you, like I said, love, respect, whatever, and I'm not saying a random person, because it could be your mom, it could be a girl who's your best friend, it could be your girlfriend, your wife, whoever, right? When they tell you this is you, you're like, oh, okay. I can see this. Like, but it's funny because before they tell you, I guarantee a man's thought of himself is nowhere near the thought that they have of you. It's not even close.
I would say the common example of all that would be, and I'm just using the guy example. The guy is like, oh, I'm the shit. I get whatever. Like,
Right.
I'm the fucking man. Anywhere I go, it's just about me and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And then that friend, whoever, that female friend or that woman friend, breaks it down like, you're not that at all, man. You're kind of weird. You're kind of awkward socially and stuff like that. We get along and everything. I understand you, but man, people find you awkward as fuck. And then depending on the kind of person you are, you either get angry or hopefully, like us, you kind of just take it in and process it and be like, oh, okay. And then
I can see this.
If you really do want to be the man and all that shit, you work towards it.
You work towards it, right? And that's why I say when it comes to men, you should always have, and it doesn't have to be an actual like girl that you don't know and you guys like, develop a relationship. It's cool if it is though, but. Yeah. Any girl that you really do love and respect and whatever, and you have a conversation with, and they actually tell you like what you are, as opposed how you see yourself with women, because it's different with men, right? Because like men will see men a certain type of way based on whatever the hell they've been through or whatever, right? But when it comes to women, they'll see you always the same because that's how they see you. Like it'll never change unless you do something stupid or crazy, but. It's like if you're, the way you approach like your wife, girlfriend, fiance, whatever, they'll always be able to see you in whatever. No matter if you like super tough outside, no matter what, they know inside what you really are. And that's the thing why I say like when a woman breaks you down and she's like, no, this is you, and because blah, 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 you're like, oh, damn, that's crazy and everything like that. Yeah. Because you tend to realize it. And you're like, oh, shit, like, I understand why I'm the way I am. Or I understand why, this happens and this whatever. Like,
And we are breaking this down from a very straight male point of view.
Yeah, of course.
The only way we can, because if I try to do it on let's say completely opposite of what I am.
Yeah.
A gay person, a gay man, a lesbian woman, I would be speaking out of my ass because I have no idea what they go through.
Right. But this would apply to anyone. Just flip the scenario, whatever, right? Because I'm just saying that take the opposite of what you are and listen to it. I guarantee they'll tell you whatever.
Yeah.
So, or not the opposite. Take whatever you like and listen to it. I guarantee they'll tell you what you are. But yeah, it's something that I feel like we just have to get back to sum it all together. We have to get back to that common sense type thing because...
Was there ever an era of common sense, though, that you could remember? Where everyone was just like, oh, yeah, it's not crazy. It's just, we're going to think things through and figure this out.
Honestly, and this is just in my lifetime, I would say the early to mid-90s.
So basically when you're a kid.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Because
kids are the one around using common sense.
Because I'm not gonna out myself because I didn't do none of this shit. But and you were there, so you know what I'm talking about. But in middle school, this is 2000s. I distinctly remember dudes literally running in the back of girls and just beating the shit out the back of their head and everything like that. I remember this vividly. Now, being like someone who knew those people and being their friends and everything, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, but at the time, it was a free-for-all. Like, it was just like openly just wildness. And I guarantee you, none of us thought anything about it. None of us did. Because you want to know why? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. This was wild, wild west out here. We just doing whatever. Right? But I remember countless times of my friends or other dudes deciding to smack girls' asses. And I always said I will never do it. And I never did it because I was like, I had that fear of that moment when that girl ain't playing. Right? And like I said...
Really, that should have been every moment.
That should have been every moment, right? But I was like, that was my fear as a kid. Now as an adult, I'm like, no, that's wrong, right? But as a kid, I was like, okay. Again, because we're young and we had this weird, like, self-realization and everything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't hit a growth spurt yet. I'm not those two who are big. Like,
I'm not those guys.
I'm not this dude who can talk his way out of stuff. I'm just kind of like cool me, but not that cool to get out of trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm just not gonna do that because that won't happen to me. And the funny thing that happened with that is those situations, like my friends, of course, they, like I remember certain girls that I probably liked and everything like that. They had all the attention, those dudes, because they did that stuff and they liked that stuff, right? It never changed my mindset because it was like that. The girls that were in our period and everything that were like just like the girls that were cool and everything like that,
Yeah.
they all liked me better than all of them because I was the cool. Like I was just like
because you weren't going around smacking those asses.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that, right?
Crazy how that works. Crazy how if you don't smack a girl's ass, they'll like you.
But
and they'll let you probably.
Probably, right? That was the thing that always stuck out with me because I was like, damn, if I would have succumbed to like that pressure. That peer pressure being like, oh, damn, like, I like so-and-so, and he's doing that. I got to do that more and everything like that. Yeah, I probably could have ended up in that situation. However, I probably could have been in a bad situation, too, from it, right? And I always was like, damn, even at that age, I knew right from wrong, right? And I feel like that's the thing where I say, like, that common sense, it's there. It's just that because... Once the 2000s hit and everything just went so left, everyone was just like, fuck it. We're just going to do it then. Like, we're just going to do it.
Yeah.
If no one stops me, then it's cool. And before, I just kind of feel like, at least for my time period, there was just like a little bit of hesitation. Let's not do that because we don't know what's going to happen. But I would say, like, 02, 03, that's when shit just went crazy.
My common sense, I want to say a lot of it comes from mistakes I've made.
Because I smacked thousands of girls.
Thousands upon million thousands. That's right.
Millie Thou?
I'm making fun of myself.
He hit the Millie Thou, man.
That's a cool name.
Millie Thou.
Hey, come to the stage, Millie Thou.
Millie Thou.
I can't say with 100% confidence that I never did that because I have shitty memory, and with shitty memory comes omitting fucked up things you did.
Yeah.
And not saying that I didn't do fucked up things. I just can't remember if I did. I don't think I did that. It doesn't seem like something I would do. But yeah, my common sense comes from making a shitload of mistakes, like relationships wise. I didn't know what the fuck a relationship was because I grew up in a broken household, whatever. And I didn't really see like what actual relationships were. You know, I just based everything off TV because that was my teacher.
Right.
And now if I were to get in one, I know exactly what mostly to do. You know, of course, every fucking relationship is different, so you have to adjust. But
right.
For the most part, common sense wise, I'd be okay at it, maybe pretty good to okay. So that's the thing I don't think people do either, which is they make these mistakes, they fuck up, they can't accept it, and because they can't accept it, that common sense that forms afterwards will never happen.
Right.
So they'll just keep being fucking extra and crazy.
Yeah.
And that common sense part of their brain will just shrink and shrink and shrink until it's not there anymore.
It's crazy how.
I'm really trying to figure out if I smacked girl's ass in middle school.
I did not. I'm very happy about that.
I
will
say,
don't think I did. But I'm not gonna admit myself from doing dumb shit. I did smack a girl's ass, and this was first grade. And once again, it wasn't peer pressure, but one of my friends.
It was a teacher. Dwayne was going after teachers.
Wow. But this was first grade. No, it was either kindergarten or first grade. I know because second grade would have been with you, so you would have remembered that. But there was a girl. Her name was Stephanie something. I remember, but because that was like on the first grade, I was like, oh my gosh, she fire. But cause she was like a taller Hispanic chick. She had green eyes. I was enthused.
And you had to type, huh?
Back then, yeah, even back then. She I had a friend, right, and him and her were like, I don't know if they lived next to each other, but they knew each other like pretty well, right, and he jokingly would always like smack her on the butt and everything like that, and he did it so many times. I was like, of course.
It's just a thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna preface this by saying like this built up confidence in me, right? Because when I knew him, I talked more than her. So when we kept talking, we got cool. So then when he would do it, I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Until one day, I was like, okay, we're cool. I'm trying to get that off too, right? My dumbass just chose to do it directly in the line going out to recess, right? So she bent over to tie her shoe. And this is my moment. I'm behind her.
It's exposed.
It's exposed, right? So
man.
I just go like, wham, right? And of course, she's like, she's like, ow. All of a sudden, I just hear, Dwayne, get over here. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was my teacher. She pulled me out of line, and I remember she talked to me, and she was like, you do not do that. You do not put your hands on someone else. You do not do this and that. And I was like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. You don't understand the nuance. The nuance of it. Like, okay, like, Adrian did it first. And he kept doing it.
There's a lot of layers to this.
And I was like, I can't let Adrian get over me.
The Valley Girl defense.
Because I like Stephanie. Adrian can't have Stephanie, alright?
You understand, me and Valerie like to smack each other on the butts. And
like, he can have whoever else, just not Stephanie. Stephanie's me.
Stephanie's mine.
But yeah, I remember, and then I had to go and apologize to her on the playground, and then she was like,
did she have a problem with it?
Not really. No, but of course, I will say, of course, when something like that happens, and like, you know, you get caught, it's like, of course, she was embarrassed because
right, it made a big deal out of everything.
Right. But like, we talked afterwards, it was cool and everything, whatever. However, now being an adult, I'm like, I don't even know what that girl is doing now.
Right.
But I'm like, we could have been ruining that girl into being like, oh, this is how dudes are supposed to treat me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I'm saying, like I said, I'm not going to admit that I didn't do anything stupid, but I at least can say my one dumb thing with women that I know of, yeah, I don't think there's anything else. My one dumb thing with women was that, and it was first or kindergarten, and I can admit it on camera. That happened.
Cancel Dwayne.
Your little 5-year-old ass knew what you were doing.
You're a grown-ass man smacking kindergarten. They edit the video on the podcast a certain way.
They completely omit everything I said.
Oh, it's the most choppiest edit, too.
It goes
me as an adult, and then...
it goes back to that rape joke I made earlier, too. Because you know me, I smacked the girl's ass.
I'm a fan of Chris D'Elia. Why do you sound like a robot?
It's not even my voice.
Yeah.
I love raping children.
Shit. God damn. Oh, no. It's like, oh, no.
Dwayne is over party. Who the fuck is Dwayne? I just thought this dude like
we just orchestrated our own powers that be marketing move.
Oh, we gotta do it now. Wait, no, don't do that.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God.
But the silver lining with all that kind of stuff, too, and I hate that it's a rarity, because it should be the norm.
Right.
You making that mistake, you getting caught up that way, it led to you not doing that in middle school,
right,
to understand, like, that's not cool.
Right.
And now in the future, when you have kids of your own, whether it be a girl or a boy or whatever nowadays. I don't know.
Right. Animorph, whatever.
Yeah, animorphs. You now can teach them that lesson without them going through it.
Right.
Now, before they do anything stupid, you can be like, "Hey, look, consent. People, you should be aware of that concept."
Right.
And with that comes even like again, I wish that was the norm, but that kind of shit's a rarity, because most of the time, that person gets in trouble, smacking that girl's ass, they forget about it, they keep doing it, and they get away with it, and they'll just keep doing it. They teach this to their kids.
Yep. And I was just gonna say the last thing on this. My whole thing was my fear was I grew up with nothing but women, so my fear was that teacher's gonna tell my mom. My mom was going to then, Mike Tyson style, knock me the fuck out. And that was going to be the end of me. I was going to die. And, that was going to be it. And, again, that just goes back to what I said about women who know you and they tell you about you. So it's like my mom's one of those first voices to be like, you don't do that. You don't, like, all this stuff and everything like that. And that always stuck with me. Like, so.
There's an argument where, you shouldn't have to be taught that. You should just know.
No, it's bullshit.
Never made sense to me, because how do you know something if you're not taught?
Nope.
And if you're not taught as a kid, then, hopefully you learn later and as an adult, but it's a lot harder for it to stick.
And people don't understand when you're even, because they think that, one, I agree that kids are young enough to not understand complex things, because some things are very complex and they have a lot of nuance. And they have a lot of Laura Ingraham. So some things it's hard to break down because you can't be black and white on it, right? But there's a lot of things that kids do understand.
Yeah.
And you can't be afraid to tell them that they don't do that.
Yeah, and they're not as dumb as you think they are.
Right. So, and the reason I say that is because that situation, this all stems back from because I knew Stephanie in kindergarten. So like I said, I knew her 2 years straight. I remember in kindergarten, there was a kid who, I forgot his name. I want to say it was Delvin or whatever, but he was like a little Asian kid. Cool kid, right? I don't know why. But again, I'm telling these stories because I remember them vividly, but also this is how screwed up public school is. I remember that Delvin had said that Stephanie said that she liked Delvin. Delvin, little tiny Asian kid. But the thing about Delvin was he was a tiny Asian kid, but he was very like charismatic. He's very charismatic, and
he had that charm.
He had that charm, right? So I remember this vividly. This is during damn, I don't even remember. This is during
So anyways, Dwayne beats up Delvin. It's like, Stephanie mine.
Stephanie mine.
You saw me smack.
No. This is during freaking it was either like that. What was that time called? And we would have to you could go to like the
recess.
No, but you could go to like the it was like a toy wall, and you guys could play with shit and whatever. Because I had that in my kindergarten class.
Was I like in the pork class or something? I was in the dumb class.
You got the illegal class.
Here's a pencil and a paper, dum dum. Write some shit. The illegal class. Fuck you.
You just got it.
Fuck you. I was never in ESL, all right?
We know your dad's not from here. Get the learning. Wait. It was you and Jay. Both the illegals are in the illegal class.
Shit.
Oh, shit. That's wild. What if that was the tracks? It was like
illegal kids over there.
What track were you?
I want to say B or something.
Damn it! If you were A, I'm like it's for alien.
Alien.
If you were
legal. Shit.
But damn, I don't even know where. Oh yeah, so we were there, and it was Delvin, it was Adrian, it was me, it was Stephanie, another girl, I don't remember her face or her name, but we were doing the whole dare thing or whatever, and Stephanie said that she liked Delvin, and they were like, "Oh, I dare you to kiss him." She kissed him, right?
Damn, Stephanie is down.
Stephanie
had no fear. Stephanie had no fear. Damn.
And now I'm sad. I hope her I really do. I hope she's okay.
So hopefully that no fear translated into something super positive.
I hope it did. But she kissed him, right? And I was like, what the fuck? Like, because of course, this is even in kindergarten, I liked Stephanie, right? Yeah. So I was like, what the fuck? So I remember
the heart was broken.
It was. So I was like, man, fuck Delvin. Because I thought Delvin was gay too, and I was like, you don't even like girls.
He just
what is going on? My 5-year-old mind.
The one reason I like gay people because they won't touch my girls.
My 5-year-old mind was like, this dick ain't even hard. He don't like that?
Yeah. It's wasted.
You know what I would do right now?
I'd be rock fucking hard right now with that kiss.
This show was so informative and positive until like this last 30 minutes.
I didn't warn you in the first line of it that we would get very stupid.
But so I remember I decided to be like bold at that time and
you kissed Delvin.
Hell yeah. I was like,
I love Stephanie and everything she did, so I wanted to do everything she did.
I was like, hey, her lips, my lips, But Delvin.
That's when Delvin got hard.
But Delvin was Johnny.
Holy shit!
And that was the story. Nah.
That's how we met.
No, but it was another day, and it was I remember Adrian didn't come, and it was just me and Stephanie, and for some reason we were talking about something or whatever, and I was like, oh, like I said something like, oh, you kissed Delvin, and then she was like, so, and then she kissed me. And that was my first kiss, right? And this is, I want to say first grade. So this is first grade. And that was my first kiss. And this, again, you take a kid's brain, right? Yeah. My brain was like, Delvin got a kiss for being an idiot. Like, I can get a kiss. I just have to be a little bit of a cooler idiot. Like, right? So this is what I'm talking about, like the kid brain. So then, of course, after that, I think, oh, me and Stephanie, like, hey, this is a done deal.
We're together now.
Like, so you guys know this is all ridiculous.
Oh, that's the adult equivalent of, we had sex, we must be together now.
We gotta be together. But first grade, so then this is what I'm saying. Adrian comes back, the ass smacking starts, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is mine.
Claim.
As a kid, right? And that's what I'm talking about. All that, like, peer pressure, all that just seeing stuff and being like, because I grew up around all women. None of this happens in my house, right? So then all these kids are way much more advanced than me, and they're all, like, talking about kissing and smacking asses, and I'm just like, oh, this is life. I'm out here now.
I remember in elementary, I learned about this thing called scamming.
What is that?
And from what it was explained to me, and it was like, I was like, what the fuck is this? As a fucking elementary kid.
Right.
Basically, it was a guy and a girl. That's, because nobody was gay back then.
Little did we know.
Yeah, little did we know, Johnny. Basically, you would strip and just touch each other's parts. That's it. And I was just like, that's crazy.
Legal class. Fire.
I mean, we didn't learn from books, so we taught each other.
Legal class was fire.
I remember hearing, I was just like, that. In my little kid brain, it was like, damn, that's cool. Now I'm like, that's lame as shit. Touching, what? That's it?
She gonna top you up? What did you do?
But yeah, it's those little things that, again, that stuff doesn't get corrected until hopefully way later. Not hopefully.
No, but then
hopefully it gets corrected.
But then if it doesn't, it's way later and it's too late.
Yeah, and then you're already set in your ways, and it takes a lot of work and a special kind of person to, evolve into the more mature and doing things the right way and all that shit.
And for people who are like, oh no, this is crazy and this is whatever, like, I challenge you to go to any bar, any club when you can, if they're not open in your city or state yet. But go to any bar, any club, and it's always clear now. And now I watch it and I look for it because I'm like, this is funny to see the kids who were like they were those kids, because the way they either choose to talk to a girl, they choose to get a girl's attention. I know the dudes who are just like, oh, this is cool, He looked at her. He's over. He's talking to her. Whatever. Oh, they dancing. Cool, right? And then it's the other ones. The other ones who do the whole like, yo, come here, like, or my favorite. It's always like the creep slide. Or like a girl throwing it back, or she's doing whatever, and the dude kind of just waits. He waits, and he slides right there. I'm like, that's weird, man.
That is so weird.
But I'm like, I definitely know how your life was. Your life was literally like, I'm trying to catch girls in some kind of position and do stuff to them. Now you're gonna get raped. Like, what?
That's the thing. For someone to try that, it must have worked.
That's what I'm saying. But they don't know now. That's not it.
Yeah.
That's not it. And you see it all the time. And I'm like, damn. I saw a dude who literally, last time I was in the club, a dude who literally went from like, he would just wait for a girl to turn around.
Right outside the club near their car. Right?
You ride? Nigga, this my car.
You got survival?
Maybe.
I can't. Oh, no. Sure.
God. You ain't surviving this. Oh, my God.
Yeah, we're pretty much monsters the last third of this podcast.
But what was I? Oh yeah, so the dude was he would wait until girls would turn around, and literally like they'll turn around and start dancing with their friends. But as soon as they turned around, this is literally the weirdest dude I've ever seen. He would wait until they turned around, and then he would like slide up behind them, hump, and then just walk away.
What?
That's it.
That is legit the first grader you smack, and then
yeah, and I put this on anything. I think Jay was there, Alvarado, you were there, Chris was there. I want to say, and everything like that.
They all tried the move after.
Yeah, and it all worked. And I was like, that kid's a genius. No, but I was like, yo, because my girl at one point she had turned around and started dancing with me, and I remember like I looked at him. And, like, because he started coming my way.
Yeah.
And I remember I pulled my girl close and everything like that. And I turned to Chris and I was like, if he comes up one more time, I'm sagging this nigga. And Chris was like, man, he's weird, all right? And then...
That does not save him from getting fucking socked right now.
and then it was funny. Because he went on this side. And then all of a sudden, I didn't realize that security was behind me.
Okay.
So either they heard my conversation, they were watching the same thing we were watching. But eventually he got escorted out.
Good.
Right, but I was just like, what the... He did it like literally like 4 times to different girls, and I was like, what is this dude like? Is no one seeing this? Like, and it was so crazy and wild, and I was just like, this is a dude who he does that. He's done that his whole life, and it's worked, and that's why he feels like, oh yeah, this is what I do.
Yeah, it must have worked enough times for him to keep doing it, because if something fails more often than it works, you stop doing it, right?
That's what I'm saying. But then this is what I'm saying. Things, they grow from like childhood or whatever to where you mess with people who they think that's normal.
Yep.
So you think it's normal, and you don't see how that's not normal.
Yeah, and that's a great thing, or a great argument for holding your fellow man accountable for this stupid shit.
Right.
Like, call them out on their bullshit. Call them out on that fucking weird thing they do. Because either you'll save them from something crazy happening,
right,
or you're saving these countless other people that he's doing it to.
Right.
And at the end of the day, at least you have a clear conscience of, like, I tried to stop it, but, I can't.
Can't control a grown ass.
Yeah, I can't arrest them, or I can't fucking kill somebody.
Right. And
maybe I can.
Maybe I will. And that's the thing, man. Like, it's
club etiquette is so weird, though.
I feel like it's club and gym is the best way to see just how people are in life.
Yeah. Because
there's, like I said, there's the people who they will do what that dude did, and you're like, oh, you're a weird dude. And then there's the dudes who don't do that, and then you're like, oh, okay, like being normal is still kind of out there. However, I'm not saying that dudes who do that are normal, because I'm quite sure there's a bunch of dudes who do that, and then they'll probably try to snatch a chick or put something in her drink, and it's weird, and then, hey.
People are so fucking lame.
I know there's a lot to it, but I'm just saying, from the things that I've seen, with my own 2 eyes, like, I've seen more weirdness come from the dudes that I explained than the dudes who just say like, "Hey, what's up?" and everything like that. But I'm not saying that doesn't exist out there because I'm pretty sure it does.
Crazy that works better than anything that you mentioned, like the whole sliding, the whole one hump thing is just going, "Hey, what's up? My name's whatever," and blah blah blah. Like last time I was at a club, it was for your engagement party, right? Mm-hmm. Weird ass thing. This wasn't weird. There was two girls just dancing with each other, just having a good time, all that crap. I just happened to be standing near them when they started doing that stuff, and I wasn't gonna bother them, whatever. But I'd look every now and then. Every now and then when I would look, the group of guys just surrounding them got bigger and bigger, and they kept getting closer and closer. To in my head, I was like, this is weird. I'm gonna keep an eye on this just to see what happens. I can't fight off like 10 guys, but at least I'll be a witness or something. I don't know.
Show them my butthole and maybe.
Hey, distraction butthole. Run, ladies, run.
They're all like, it's so smooth.
You brave man. I shall tell you your story to my kids. The butthole man at the club. He saved your mama that day.
We'll never forget you, butthole man.
Help!
His butthole was so clean, so pristine. It saved your mama.
Possibly bleached.
I wanted to ask him where.
They would get closer and closer, and they would try that thing you said. They would try to slide in, like the whole like grab, whatever.
Right.
And I'm like, and they weren't having it. And luckily, it didn't go past that. But the weird thing is, me not doing anything, me just standing there and just kind of like vibing to the music, waiting for you guys to get off the dance floor or something like that. Because I don't dance. I don't fucking do that. I remember looking over at one point, me and one of the girls locked eyes, and she gave me this like one of those flirty ass smiles, and I was like, in my head, I was like, dope. And
you
I just
were like, hey, girl.
Yeah, this is my time to slide in and pull.
But she was totally with it because I waited and I was respectful. I don't need consent if I'm respectful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, those guys are the worst. Those guys, because they will use that shit. Oh man, that's the fucking worst.
Hey, bro, I was nice to her. I bought her a drink.
Yeah, the nice guy thing.
That booty mine, bro.
Better be bleached.
I paid $18 for that Long Island, bro.
Oh, the fucking
It's my booty.
Somehow that is worse than the person just slides over.
Yeah, it's just like I said. So I know it's a whole bunch of creep shit out there. So moral of the story is, MeToo created cancel culture, but
worth it.
Black Lives Matter might have be the cause of a lot of the stuff that's happening right now. However, worth it. Because it's all bringing a better world and change.
Yep. Also, teach your kids the mistakes that you made so that they won't make them.
Yes.
They'll be better humans for it.
Yes.
Don't
do it to Michael Vick.
Don't do the stupid shit we did, I guess, when we were younger.
Oh man! Imagine that today. Oh my God! Yeah. I'm being arrested.
Yeah.
Or I have to marry Stephanie.
Which wouldn't be a bad thing, according to you.
Stephanie.
God, you're still in love with Stephanie, yeah?
No, I'm trying.
She came right now.
I'm trying to think about like what exactly she could possibly be doing right now.
Elementary, man. You lose contact with those people so fast.
She was. Yeah. So if someone probably knows that girl. So let's do this podcast. It's weird, right? But like you guys are the same age, same timeline. Your name's Stephanie. Do you know this kid?
Yeah, that'd be dope. She remembers that moment too.
And then she's like, "You me too'd me." And I'm like,
"Coming after you. She'll come after you when you're like super rich and famous."
I'm like, gotta block these DMs.
Oh no!
Oh no! I was 5.
Me Too didn't exist back then.
You were 5 years too young, you little bastard.
Oh man. No, it's a whole other conversation.
All right. I'm gonna hit him with the plug.